Hey everyone, here's the deal. All the big features we announced in the last What's Next in Raid video are either here already or are coming soon, and it's gonna be a little bit of a wait until our next full fat episode. But don't worry, we have some great stuff planned for the next update, so we've decided to make this sneak peek video to give you a tantalizing look behind the curtain at what's coming further down the line. First of all, a whole new faction is coming to Raid, the Sylvan Watchers. If the High Elves are a little too stuffy for you and the Dark Elves are slightly too brooding, this nature-attuned faction should be right up your street. And for you lore heads, we've got you covered. Expect some juicy info about their history closer to release. We don't want to spoil too much, but let's just say the Sylvan Watchers come from a distant corner of Teleria and have acted as allies to the enigmatic Shadowkin in their rebellion against the forces of Cyroth. The Sylvan Watchers aren't all elves, mind you. This diverse faction includes various fey creatures such as dryads, nymph-like warriors, and even monstrous nature spirits. There's plenty of space for creative champion designs that we've not had a chance to play around with before. Are they going to be tropey? Hell yeah, but they'll also look gorgeous. We've seen what the art team have been cooking up, and trust us, there are some super cool champions coming for this faction. For those already worrying about faction wars and their related quests, there's going to be a bit of a time lag before we update anything in-game, so you should have plenty of time to finish up with the existing faction crypts before the Sylvan Watchers crypt arrives. As always, we'll keep you updated. Now, let's move on to other features. Aside from an awesome nature aesthetic, this faction introduces champions with a completely new buff, Taunt. RPG and card game veterans can probably guess what it does already. Similar to Provoke, champions under a Taunt buff will force enemies to attack them. Unlike Provoke, though, enemy champions are not limited to using their default skills when attacking. If you have multiple taunting champions, the enemy can choose which one to attack. So, time getting your buffs up to match what skills your opponent has available. Even AoE attacks still have to target the taunting champion, but the rest of the attack works as normal. You need to keep in mind how Taunt interacts with other buffs and debuffs. For example, Provoke trumps Taunt, meaning that Provoke champions will still attack the champion who provoked them, even if there is a champion on the other team with an active Taunt buff. If a champion under Veil or Perfect Veil has a Taunt buff active, they will still be targeted despite the Veil. However, if you have two champions with Taunt and one of them has a Veil buff active while the other doesn't, enemies will only be able to target the champion without a Veil buff. Champions outside of the Sylvan Watchers will get skills that can use Taunt in the future, but as of the launch of this update, only a couple of special champions from this faction will have access to this brand new buff. We can't wait to see what strategies you guys come up with using Taunt. Next up, Forge Pass Season 5 will feature a new artifact set called Defiant. This tanky set will increase your champion's defense by 10% and decrease the damage they take from AoE attacks by a whole 15%. Think of it like the Stalwart and Defense artifact sets smashed together into one. And the best thing? It's a two-piece set. You can kit some champions out to reduce 45% of AoE damage, which should be huge in the arena and also against bosses like the Hydra. Definitely a set worth looking into. Finally, spooky season is almost upon us, so we've prepared a trio of appropriately frightening champions to celebrate. Our artists wanted to try out some new animation tricks to make these champions stand out, and each one follows a recognizable horror theme to really get you into the Halloween spirit. Let us know what you think about their design in the comments below. And that brings this sneak peek to a close. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to keep your finger on the pulse of Raid Shadow Legends. Until next time.